In this video, I'll show you how to use ring dies in your Tortolita hydraulic press. The Tortolita press is going to be great for flatter ring die designs, but it's not going to be good for humpback ring designs. So here I have an example of a flatter ring die design, and I've got some 8-gauge round sterling silver wire that has been annealed. I've cut the wire so that it fits nicely within the impression die, and I'm going to place it in the press using the 2-inch tool steel pusher. It's necessary to use this pusher anytime you're using impression dies in the Tortolita press. I'm placing my die in the press and centering it. We're going to start from the center and work our way outwards towards the ends. I'm pumping the manual pump until it requires more pressure than I can put with just one arm, and then I'm going to go ahead and stop, take out the die, and take a look. You can pump from a seated position, but it is going to be easier to pump from a standing position. All right, and then once I've reached the maximum pressure that I'm comfortable with, I'm going to release the valve and let the lower platen down. And I'm going to take a look and see what I've ended up with here. You can see my wire shifted, which was an accident. So always take care to make sure that your metal doesn't shift while you're putting the die into the press. But I'm going to just pop this out with a chisel here, and we'll take a look and see what kind of level of detail we were able to get. This looks pretty good, but I think I can get more detail out of the die. So I'm going to go ahead and re-register my silver back in the die, and I'm going to come back to the press. You may remember the first time I pressed this die, I started in the center. This time I'm starting on one of the ends, and so I can really get the detail on the end of the die. The metal is still centered under the pusher. I've just pushed the die so that I'm working on one end. And again, I'm just going to pump until it requires more force than one arm can handle, and then we'll take it out and take a look. All right, so you can see I've gotten a lot more pressure on this end of the die, and I need to add a little bit more pressure to even out across the length of the die so that I can pick up all those shallow details in the bottom of the impression die. So now I'm working on this opposite end. I'm gonna go ahead and try to compress that silver just a little bit more down into the die. You can always stop and anneal if you feel like your metal is being a little bit obstinate, or if it's a little bit too hard, it's not wanting to pick up the detail, you can always anneal. All right, and now I'm just going to get the very end of this design. So you can see I've sort of worked my way across the length of the die, shifting it under the tool steel pusher in the press. All right, and then we'll take the chisel and just pop this ring blank out so we can take a look and see how we did. Here's our sterling silver ring blank, and I think we did a good job getting all the detail. That is how you use ring dies in the Tortolita hydraulic press.